Many of the birds that are here for spring and summer have migrated back to somewhere much warmer and cosier for the winter. They might be back in southern Europe or in Africa. Swallows! Where have you gone? Don't leave me like this! No! While it may be hard to say goodbye, we do get to say hello to a whole bunch of other birds that arrive here from places where the weather is even more rubbish in the winter. Places like Iceland and Scandinavia. Many birds come here because our climate is a bit more pleasant in these months. And one of the best places to see these birds is out on a wintry walk. So, let's get going. There are lots of good places to go on a wintry walk. You don't have to go to a park. That's always a good spot to go though. Lots of trees there where birds can hang out. And the good thing is at this time of year, the trees don't have very many leaves on them. Now, how's this for a sighting? That bird up there was a peregrine falcon flying overhead. The fastest animal in the world can drop out of the sky at near 200 miles an hour to catch its prey, often an unsuspecting pigeon. Brilliant sighting. Very lucky to see that. So that's me down at the loch now, and you can straight away see I'm joined by a very familiar sight. These are mute swans. Got an adult here, and these are the two young birds, the two cygnets from earlier this year. And mute swans will be a familiar sight to you. Pretty common birds here even in the spring and summer. Nice to see in the winter too. But in the winter they're joined by a slightly different swan called the hooper swan. And hooper swans arrive here from Iceland where they breed. They look a bit different. They're all white like these guys, but they've got a much more yellowy bill, and they don't have the black that goes all the way up around the eye. See that? The other thing you can see swimming around here, mallards. Mallards are your classic duck pond ducks. The males have got the green head, the females are brown. You will know what a mallard looks like, and if you hear the word duck, it's probably what you think of. Now, they're of course very confiding as well. They like to come close, and you can certainly feed them as well, but don't give them bread. There are a few things you can feed them. Defrosted peas, for example, give them some birdseed, or even some oats. Okay, I've got my oats here, and look, cygnets come straight over. Whole gang's interested. Let's see. Alright, Grouchy, some coming your way. Don't know why they're called mute swans. Mute means silent. As you can hear, these birds are not silent at all, especially when you're not giving them enough oats. Now, unless you live in some kind of castle and have your very own duck pond in your castle grounds, you're very unlikely to see any of the birds we just saw at the loch in your garden or from your window. So let's have a look at some of the birds we're more likely to see from our houses or in our gardens. First up, thrushes. So all year round we've got song thrushes and mistle thrushes. They've got beautiful songs in the spring and summer, and they've got very speckledy chests. But in the winter, some Viking invaders arrive here from Scandinavia. Yes, we get redwings, and we also get fieldfares. Now, redwings are much smaller. They've got a little red patch under their wing, that's why they're called redwings, and some go faster stripes just over their eyes. And they love to arrive from the north to feed on the berries covering our trees here in the winter. Another winter arrival is the waxwing that comes from the north. Now, we don't get these birds every single year, but when we do, it's pretty exciting stuff. They usually arrive in quite big numbers, and they've got a sort of reddy, pinky, browny colour to them, and they've got this kind of punk hairstyle coming out the back of the head. Robins! Is there a bird thought about more in the winter than the robin? It's on Christmas cards, it's all over the place at this time of year, and robins are indeed very cute wee birds. Lovely song too, let's have a listen. robins are some of the only birds to sing year round. And it's not to sing a cheery wee tune. Robins are actually deadly, territory defending beasts, singing to say, "Keep away from my patch!" Ah! Magpies. Let's talk about magpies. They're big, they show off, they're loud, they're basically me in bird form, and perhaps that's why I love them. But truly, magpies are wonderful birds. They're members of the crow family, and they get a bit of a bad rap. Some people say that they like to steal shiny things. They don't. Other people say they eat baby birds. Yes, they do. But that's just their job in the natural world. Magpies are very clever creatures. Most crows are. And they're able to use tools, they form strong family bonds, and they play games as well. And the next time you see a magpie, really take in how beautiful it is. There's the black and white, but also notice those wonderful purples, greens, and blues you can see on their feathers as well. Finches! Let's talk about finches. Finches have these distinctive beaks, quite stubby and short and very strong, good at cracking open seeds and nuts. And that's what they love to eat, seeds and nuts. And they also like to eat buds on the trees. Now, one of the finches that I like to look out for in the winter is the goldfinch. You can see them year round, but winter's a good time to see them because they can gather in very big flocks. Now, goldfinches have got bright red faces, beautiful. They've also got this golden tawny colour about most of their body, which blends into a bit of white on the belly, and a nice wee bit of black and yellow on the wing too. Beautiful birds, and if you put up a feeder outside your house, off the window, or on the balcony, or out in your garden, you'll be lucky and see a goldfinch perhaps.